Hey, so I thought, why not start off with showing my very own deck I play at the moment, which is Mono Wind. I'm not gonna show you only the deck list, like the cards I put in there and stuff. You can, by the way, click on the link below in this description if you want to see the full deck list. No, I thought instead of doing that, I want to explain why I put in various cards, or rather why I chose some cards which are more unconventional in the Mono Wind deck at the moment. If you look at top decks, actually before we start, I'll show you the complete list here for a second. You can pause it if you want, then you can have a quick overlook on what is inside. And yeah, okay, so to explain, here are the forwards, backups, summons, monsters, and here's like a side deck because I'm still experimenting with stuff, so I have these cards ready to switch out if I want. I'll start off with going through every card very quickly and then elaborate on my different choices. So starting it off with the forwards, I have two 5-drop Cecils, the new one because it's good, the 5-drop Bards because it's Mono Wind, yeah. And as you can see, I have 3 Yui, so you can guess it's the Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles engine. Then I go with 3 Vata because of reactivation. Ishtola because she's just too good not to include. Then a bit more special, I run Pain and also the backup Riku, which I'll explain later. I'll put her also here. Then Chalinka, of course, for the Final Fantasy, for the Crystal Chronicle engine, I mean. And then 3 Pauls because reasons. And 1 3-drop Zidane. Why just 1? Because I only own 1. Actually, I should own 2, but I can't find the other one. So there's just 1 in here. Continuing with the backups, I put in Aerith because of reactivation, and with the special you're pretty safe to overextend. Then here is the Riku, as I said earlier. I'll explain later why I put her and Pain in. Then of course Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles engine, 3 of Alaria to search for Yuri and Chalinka. Of course Alhanalem. Then the White Mage, I guess everybody saw that scene from Worlds where that guy tossed it over to say, nope, pay attention. So yeah, it's pretty good at the moment. Then 2 archers, just for safety's sake and because it's very good to remove Minwu, and for, yes, other stuff you want to get rid of. Actually, I added Maria just now because I didn't play her before. I wanted to try with another backup, which is here with the Mughal, to search for more consistency, but now I wanted to try it with Maria because I had some tougher matchups with problems with the power. For summons, I wanted to go for 3 Diablos because it's the best summon in the game, pretty much. You can cast it for free if you have 5 backups. Yes, with Chaos Walk of the Wheel, I was not sure for a very long time because it's very risky. So people tend to use the 4-drop Zidane in combination to make sure, or like the 3-drop Zidane, to make sure that the opponent doesn't have anything he can play, but else it's a cheap removal. But as I said, it's risky. I wanted to include 1 Alexander because you can remove a monster, and if it's an expert and there's no monster, so it's a pretty, yeah, you can draw a card pretty much. And I included 2 Leark just because of activation's sake, because I like activation very much. I guess you can already tell, like I said before, this is not a hyper competitive deck, but it's more because I like Mono Wind very much because of the new Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles engine and like Vata for more reactivation, that I decided to play Mono Wind again. So why including these cards? Because actually I thought about, okay, you're making a deck where you can activate everything and play everything for free just to pressure the opponent, so he removes stuff from you and you just play it again for free. Which actually works out pretty well against Earth Wind if you have the right card on board. Well, I mean, it's always a bit of luck involved, but I like it very much because you have Riku on the field, you can play Pain for free if you have 3 backups or more. You can also use Riku as a secondary win condition, so to speak, to mill your opponent out, which doesn't happen that often, but that's also why I included Paul, because I thought about why not include one more pretty good character that can mill pretty fast. But of course, Paul is very vulnerable because of his 4000 power. Basically, the strategy with this deck is to get to 5 backups as soon as possible, which is, well, like a standard for Mono Wind, because the end game of Mono Wind is incredibly good. If you can activate all your stuff for free, it's so hard to deal with. But if you, of course, don't draw the right cards, you can't do very much. I had a bit of trouble playing against Lightning. If your opponent rushes you, you can't really set up your board, then it's pretty tough. So you have to play from behind on that matchup. Just a few more cards I have on like my side deck. There's no side deck in Final Fantasy TCG, but just like if I want to change something up. So Moogle for searching. Also the legendary Aerith is very good against snow, of course, because you can't be your forest can't be chosen by snow. Also, I was playing actually with Asura before because of the reactivation from, like, you can reactivate 5 backups by paying 1 CP, or you can pull back a Paul from your break zone if the opponent doesn't have any removal or a stronger 2 CP forward to block him. And I was also experimenting with Zoo, but I found that it's not that useful because the backups don't do that much to be worth having him. Like, is that clear? The backups actually don't do enough to validate putting him in. Now to end the video, I just want to quickly show a few more synergies inside the deck. So what actually is good when reactivating. You have the Crystal Chronicles engine, so you have one of these 2 out. You can use him, her, I don't know, to deal damage. And all the activation cards are actually these 3, well, except for maybe also Pain, but which are really good. Bots is incredibly valuable because also he has a EX burst. Layak also activates everything. Vata, if you have 5 wind backups out, you can actually pay 4 to use him and reactivate the last one as well. And yes, so the most valuable backups to reactivate are these 2, as I said, with the Crystal Chronicles engine, and Riku for milling if you have some spare CP, because you just limit the deck of your opponent. So if you're lucky, you can ditch some pretty good cards, and if you don't have any methods to get the cards back from the break zone, they're gone. Okay, that's pretty much it. Talking in English is actually a bit more complicated than I thought. Well, I hope it was not that bad. I hope it was clear enough. Give me your feedback in the comments below. Would be really interested in hearing them, because I want to improve my English and my explication skills. Explication, is that a word? Yes, that's not a real word, but never mind. Okay, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.